Hello, God bless you. My God, I'm so happy what we are learning here. This is part 2. If you did not watch part 1, please go watch it on YouTube. And this is part 2. Make sure you watch it to the end attentively. Please, whatever you are doing, shut down. If it is not convenient right now, get a convenient time when you will watch carefully this thing that I'm about to teach you right now. We've started in part 1, and in part 1 we actually were talking about two brothers, okay, the declarations of two brothers, brother A and brother B. We saw brother A saying, I shall not live in lack. We are just taking this as an example. Poverty is not my portion and sickness is not my portion. And of course we also saw, and in the other video, part 1, we saw brother B making these declarations: I live in plenty, I have wealth and riches, I have the life of God in me. These are all positive declarations. And I said that the declarations of brother A have a problem, and I'm going to mathematically show you how this statement, this pattern of declaration, can keep you in stagnation. We're going to see that in this series. So now I want us to get something right now, very important. Please pay attention. Let me discuss again something with you as we move on in this series. Now you have to know that man is tripartite. Man has, as a matter of fact, you have a body, you have a soul, and you have a spirit. As a matter of fact, you are a spirit, you have a soul, and you live in the body, right? So right there in your soul, we talk about the psychology of a man. It's about the soul of a man. We have the mind, we have the emotions, we have the will, we have the personality. It is in the soul. That is the center of a man, or the heart of a man. If you have to decide to do something, it comes from your soul. And what causes you to decide, what makes you to decide, are the things that you hear, the things that you see, the things that you smell, the things that you feel, and the things that, as a matter of fact, get into your body through the 5 senses from the outside world. Now they influence your decision. And the things that get into your soul from the inside world, from your spirit, they also influence your decision. Now, this is very important. This is very important. Now, every component of man has eyes. Now, your physical body has the eyes that we can see. Sorry about that. Your physical body has the eyes that we see right there. Those 2 eyes that you use, to move around. Those are the eyes of your physical body. Now your soul also has eyes. Now your physical body is used to see things in the physical world, in the realm of man, the things around you. You use your physical bodies to look around and you see them. And when you see with your physical body, the soul captures the images of your physical body and stores in your mind, so that each time you want to see with the eyes of your mind, you want to see the things in your spirit, in your soul. As a matter of fact, each time you want to see the things in your soul, you use the eyes of your mind. You use the eyes of your mind, to see, or the eyes of your heart to see things that are stored in your mind. You don't need the eyes of your heart, okay, to see things that are outside. You use the eyes of your body to see things that are outside. You use the eyes of your heart, the eyes of your mind, to see things that are in your mind. And you use the eyes of the spirit to see things that are in the spirit. Now, the things that you see with your physical eyes are dependent on you. You see things that are within, the range of your physical eyes. You can decide not to see. You close your eyes, you don't see. You open your eyes, you can see. Now you also decide what to see with the eyes of your heart. Now I prove it to you. Now this is a glass right there. Now with the eyes of your body, you can see this object, right? With the eyes of your body, you can see this object. Now I want to ask you to close your physical eyes. Now you see, you can still see that object in my hand. even though your physical eyes have been closed. Now open your physical eyes. You see, when you see with your physical eyes, you capture the image and then you store it in the eyes of in the mind, and with the eyes of your mind you can retrieve it and look at it, and you can also retrieve that image and process it. Now you can still see that object, that glass in my hands, right? Now I want you to close your physical eyes and try to use the power of your imagination. Now you are seeing that glass, all right, that object in my hand. Use the power of your imagination to change it. Change that to maybe an orange fruit. Now you see me holding an orange fruit, right? It's no longer a glass. You see me holding an orange fruit. Now open your eyes. That's the power of the eyes of your heart. You can process with the instrument of imagination. You can transform the image you see. You look at something, someone is dressed in blue, you close your eyes and you see that person dressed in red, right? So you can, with the power of imagination, process any image that is stored in your mind. Now, the mind, the eyes of your spirit, God determines what you see with the eyes of your spirit. And when you see with the eyes of your spirit, the images that are in the realm of the spirit can also come to your mind, and you can remember and process them. That's why you can remember a dream. All right, you had a dream and the Lord revealed something to you in the realm of the spirit. You saw it with the eyes of your spirit, and right now you can remember it because those images are printed in your mind. You know, the Bible, Apostle Paul tells us in the book of Ephesians chapter, let me take down the camera, Ephesians chapter 1 verse 8, that I pray that the eyes of your heart may be enlightened, flooded with light, the eyes of your heart. Because if you have to move on the path of destiny, you need the eyes of your heart to be enlightened. Now, I'm beginning to say some things that are very crucial, and you need to listen to me very attentively. Now, you need the heart, the eyes of your physical body to move around. Okay. Now, a blind man who has, the eyes of the physical body damaged faces difficulties to move around. He cannot actually move around because the eyes of the body, physical body, are damaged, are blind. And so you can't move around freely. You need somebody's eyes, and the person uses his or her eyes and then leads you on the way. Now, if the eyes of your soul, the eyes of your heart are also blind, you cannot move in destiny. And that's where we have a big problem in the church. The eyes of our souls are blind. They don't see. Now, I want to make this demonstration. All right. Now, pay attention. If I give you $1,000, right, it's a lot of money, and I ask you to go to the nearby store and get for me ngam. Now, that's getting confusing. Now, get to a nearby store and, buy ngam. This is $1,000. This is $1,000. Go to the store across the street and buy for me ngam. Now, for most of you, you're not going to move. Not because you don't have the money, not because you don't know where the store is. The reason you're not going to move is the fact that in your brain or in your mind, you don't have the image of ngam. You don't see what you are being asked to go and buy. And so you remain stuck, you remain stagnant. That's the reason why we are stagnant in destiny. On the path of destiny, we don't see the way forward. We don't see where we are going. It's not because there are no resources. The resources are there, but the problem is that we do not see, we don't have an image of where we are going. The physical body cannot move without the physical eyes. Your destiny cannot move without the eyes of your soul. The eyes of your soul, the eyes of your heart are not flooded with light. Light brings images. The reason you can see with your physical eyes is because light reflects on that object and transfer the images of that object to your eyes. You're seeing me right now because light reflects on me and then falls back to the lens of the camera, and the camera captures and records. That's why you can see now. Look around you, the object you see is because there's light. Now, if you get yourself in a very dark environment where there's no light, you're going to see nothing. That doesn't mean there are no objects in that place. It is because there's no light to illuminate and, transfer the images, the images of those objects to your sight. Now, that's the same thing if you have to see with the eyes of your mind. There must be light. There must be light in your soul, so that you can see. What Paul is doing here is praying that we should get light. And how does light come? Now, this is interesting. How do we get light? How do we get light? Now, back to the story. I just sent you to the store. Go get for me. This is $1,000. All right? $1,000. Go to the store and get for me ngang. Now you're confused. Why? Because you don't know what ngang is. Now, what if I told you that ngang is bread? Oh my God, and that loaf of bread is delicious. What if I told you that ngang is bread? And suddenly you discover that you have so much money, $1,000 to buy a loaf of bread, or 2 or 3 loaves of bread. That's a lot of money. The reason you did not move to the store wasn't because there was no money. It was because you did not have the image of what to buy. You had the money. And now suddenly, because the image of what you want to buy is in your heart. Now you can close your eyes. Right on the screen, we don't have that image of that loaf of bread. And right now you can still see it. And now you discover that with $1,000 you can get so many of thousands of these loaves of bread. Do you know that we are so rich? Children of God are so rich. The Bible says, gold and silver belong to me, thus says the Lord. Why are we therefore rich? Because we are joined heir with Christ. The things that Christ has 100% are the things that we have. The things of God are ours. It is not a matter of not having the money, not having the resources. It is a matter of our eyes, the eyes of our mind being blind. Now, if we get to our statements, the statement of, brothers A and B, we're going to be able to apply this. We're going to see how these statements connect, to what I have just demonstrated. And it's very, very powerful. Very powerful. Now, I want you to make up your mind to follow these teachings and apply them strictly, because your life will never be the same again. If you apply these things, you need to know how you function, how your destiny moves forward. It is by the things that you see in your heart. And now, this statement, when you hear me telling you to confess positively, make declarations, it is because they are actually impacting your heart. They impact what you see in your heart, and what you see in your heart determines where you go. Now, in the next video, oh my God, I'm going to mathematically prove to you how these statements are affecting the eyes of your soul, or the eyes of your heart. I'm going to show that to you, and I'm going to recommend some things that you will do for the next couple of months in order to build strong images of what you want in your mind, so that the eyes of your mind can always see these images and lead you towards that direction, and lead your body, because your body goes to where your heart decides. All right, because your heart is the center, or your mind, your soul is the center of your will. When you decide to do something, it should be as a result of the images that the eyes of your heart are seeing. If the eyes of your heart are seeing negatively, your body will be moved to a negative direction. The eyes of your heart are seeing positive things. That's where your body is going. Now, I thank you for watching. Please make sure you watch the next video. If you're on YouTube, make sure you follow, subscribe, subscribe, so that when the next video is published, you will be one of the first to know. Have a wonderful day.